Yes.
Okay. Very, very gently, you might start to roll to the left, like so. What will happen, just holding it there, the plane will start to bank, but it'll just keep on banking, it'll just go further and further and further and further. And it won't sort of settle in a turn until you centralise this again. Centralise it, it'll stay in the turn there. Then we want to roll out of the turn, we can just go a little bit in the opposite direction and centralise.
Okay.
Okay? I'll quickly demo it to you, you'll get it quite quickly up in the air. And it's just sort of very gentle movement, centralise, back the other way, centralise like that. Other thing it does is move the elevator at the back. So you see that control surface going up and down? Yep, and that controls our pitch.
Right.
So that controls how high up the nose sits in the sky. Yep. So we'll pull it towards us, the nose is going to pitch up, we're going to start to climb. It's a bit like a car going up a hill though, if you don't put any more power on, you'll slowly start to slow down again, so we just need to put full power on in the climb. Vice versa, push it forward, nose goes down, you see loads of ground, not much sky, start accelerating. It'll get more interesting. Yeah. So they're the main things you'll be doing today, just to sort of steer ourselves around. We also have at the bottom there the rudders, so the rudder pedals which control the rudder at the back, and that yaws the aircraft. So if you imagine a pivot coming straight down the middle, then it would sort of twist around that. We'd normally use a bit of rudder with a bit of control, like so, middle left rudder, mid right rudder like that. Very, very sensitive though. Mainly we use it for steering on the ground. Yep. And the two top bits there are the brakes. So if you lift up your feet up slightly and press the bit that says motor, that's the brake there. Alright, main controls there. We've also got the flap lever at the bottom here. And you see on the inside of the wings, that's the flaps going down there. Just coming into land. What you will see when we're messing about with endlessly is this little wheel in the middle here. That's called the trim wheel. And that's a fine-tuned adjustment of this pitch. So say we wanted to climb, rather than having to pull back all the time, I'd roll this wheel back a bit, and it would just stay nose up like that. So I'll be endlessly messing around with that if you want to know what I'm doing. It looks like there's crazy stuff inside here at first. Initially we've got the engine controls in the middle here, so we've got the throttle there, just like the accelerator on a car really, so idle power all the way to full power, and then back again. We have a primer, that's I guess a bit like a choke on an old-fashioned car, so we'll squirt a bit of fuel straight into the cylinders in the engine before we get going. Mixture control there, that controls the amount of fuel going to the engine, so we always have maximum fuel to the engine at first. The theory being as you get higher in the atmosphere, the air gets a bit thinner, so we need less fuel to air mixture to get it all balanced. So you might see me leaning that off a little bit. And we've got something called carburettor heat there. That's for, every so often you'll see me putting that heat on, and it just takes some hot air from around the engine, the outside, and sends it through the carburettor, so in case any ice has had a chance to build up in there, I'll just melt it when I put that on. Don't worry about memorising any of this at all, it doesn't matter. Our basic sort of flight instruments we've got up here, we've got our airspeed indicator. So on this one, we'll start flying at about 70 knots. When we're up at height and levelled off, we'll be doing maybe 110 knots, 115, so 120 miles an hour. So beating Castleton's no time. We've then got our artificial horizon. So that mimics exactly what the plane is doing, and if you flew into cloud, that's what you're working on. We have our altimeter there, and that shows how high we are above either sea level or the ground, depending on how we set it. Actually I can adjust that, and it shows, because I flew this earlier today, so if I set 0 on the ground, it shows that the air pressure is increasing over the day, which is a sign that more stable weather's on the way, so tomorrow should be good, hopefully. For very accurate flying, don't worry about that really. That's our directional indicator, shows whether we're heading north, east, south or west. We have also a vertical speed indicator, which shows how quickly we're climbing or descending. So both of these two here just measure air pressure outside and just convert it into different ways. Some more radio navigation kits there, certain beacons you can tune into, so don't worry about those. Backup altimeter there, and the RPM gauge here, and that's really how we judge how much throttle we use. So on the takeoff we'll have full power. When we've levelled off there, we'll bring it back to somewhere around about there. And we'll probably aim for about 2,300 or 2,400 RPM. So it's a bit like a diesel, all the power's really low down. And that'll give us about 110 knots or so. We've got a few other random engine instruments indications around the place. That's all our communications kit and a GPS and radio frequencies we'll set to. And some lights and bits and bobs along there. Whenever you see, if you ever see air traffic looking at aircraft where they are on the screen, what they're looking at is that device there, the transponder.
Okay.
And that just shows them where we are and the height we're at and what we're doing, how fast we're going,
cool,
etc. Pretty much the basics.
Great.
So like I said, don't worry about remembering anything.
Oh, that'd be nice.
It's really just about flying in relation to the horizon today, looking out, and I'll show you what a good picture should look like.
Okay.
Outside. Yep.
Cool.
And you can fly as much or as little as you want. If you want to about taking a view, take some pictures, that's cool.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll leave it to you. Take us on a tour. Alright.
Super.
Cool. So, just get it started off first of all. So we turn the master switches on and get everything going. Now we'll put the fuel pump on. So I'm going to go squirt a bit of fuel straight into the cylinder now. Just help the engine get going. And when we're ready, give it a look around.